Hi, everyone. Um, in an effort to provide more opportunities for you to be able to complete some review for your Regents exam, I'm going to be putting together some review videos for you. I know not everybody's able to stay after school consistently just due to sports or other time commitments. So I wanted you to have an opportunity and a resource to review. So with that being said, I just wanted to share a couple really quick tips with you for success with these videos. So my first tip for you is to find a quiet place free of distractions to view the video. So there's a lot of details that are going to be shared in the videos, a lot of vocab, a lot of tips and tricks of things to watch out for on the Regents exam. So it's really, really important that you're in a location where you don't maybe have the TV on or aren't looking at your phone so that you can really focus on getting the most out of this review as you can. My second tip is to have your paper, pencil, and calculator with you. Your calculator is really important. On the exam, I cannot answer any questions about your calculator. So it's really, really important that you have practiced all of these things in your calculator, that you know what to do if certain errors come up, because we can't help you with any part of your calculator. So please make sure you either borrow one or that you have the one that you signed out from me at the beginning of the semester so that you can follow along as we're going through and using our calculator. Make sure that you are listening and writing things down. Sometimes people will put some music on and they'll have the closed captioning running. That has not been the best way to learn from these videos. It's important. Not everything that's important is written down. Sometimes there's things that I'm explaining verbally that I want you to make sure you hear. So please make sure you're listening and writing things down. That includes questions. If I say something and you're not understanding it, please jot a question down and come on in and make sure to ask. Pause and rewind as needed. If I'm moving too fast, please pause. Don't try to keep up with the video if it's going too quickly. If I write a bunch of stuff down, you think it's important, you want to include it, please pause and rewind as many times as you need. When you're asked to pause the video to try problems, please make sure that you do that. Watching me solve the problems does not translate into you being able to solve them effectively on the Regents exam. It is so important, just like if you were playing an instrument or doing a sport, you have to physically practice. So it's really, really important that you are practicing the material. So please pause the video, try the problems, give it your best shot, and then watch the solutions and see what you did right, see where you might have made a mistake. Keep an eye out for where I might make a mistake. It'll also, maybe you solve the problem one way, I do it a different way. It's always good to have more than one way to attack a problem. So please make sure that you're pausing the video and trying the problems. Oh, okay, I'm back. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. There are hints embedded in the videos. So for some of the problems, so if you get stuck, you can press play and a hint will reveal itself. And that might be enough to get you to be able to complete the problem. The goal would be for you eventually, by the time June 4th comes around, for you to be able to solve the problems without the hints. But if seeing that hint initially helps you to be able to finish the problem, that's a beautiful thing. So make sure you're utilizing those as well. Bring in any questions you might have. I have made mistakes on the videos in the past, so please don't hesitate if you find a mistake to come in with any questions that you have. So our very first topic that we're going to be looking at today, that this video is going to cover is evaluating functions. And the goal of this is a test taking strategy, is being able to use our calculator to evaluate functions on multiple choice questions. So not showing all of the algebra, but being able to use the calculator. On a multiple choice question on the Regents, it doesn't matter if you get it right or wrong. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It doesn't matter if you show your work. If you circle the wrong answer, you get none of the points. So I want you to get as many points in the multiple choice as you can. I don't want you to make careless errors. So we're going to practice a test taking strategy in this first video. So let me just get myself set up here. Okay. I think I'm in a good spot now. I just have to get up to the smartboard. Okay, so we talked in class about the fact that whenever you see f of x, a strategy you want to keep in the back of your mind is graphing, okay? You're not always going to have to graph, but that's something you want to keep in the back of your mind. If you don't know what else to do on a question, graph it and see if it helps. They're asking us to find f of 8, which means 8 is your x value. It's your input. What's inside the parentheses represents your input. We can get inputs and outputs from graphs. So what I want you to do is in your calculator, you're going to come down to this graph button. And under f1 of x, we're going to enter this, the function that question 1 has. Now that function is a fraction. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control Divide to get a fraction. You should be pressing all of these buttons with me on your calculator so that you're practicing doing this, okay? In my numerator, I'm going to put 3x plus 4. And in my denominator, I'm going to put 2. And if I hit enter, I get my graph. Now, it turns out to be a straight line, which is kind of cool. I'm going to show you 2 ways to get f of 8. The first way is you can hit Control T to get a table. And we would just scroll down to where x is 8, and we can see the value of the function is 14. So hopefully you practice pressing Control T to get a table. You can hit Control T to get rid of it. The second way I want you to see to do this is you can do Menu, Trace, Graph Trace. And then since we know we want to find f of 8, I'm going to type in 8. You'll notice x equals 8 just appeared. I can hit enter. And down in that bottom corner, I can see that it shows me the point 8, 14. Well, remember your coordinates are an x and a y value. And also remember that it can be an x, f of x value. Those are the same thing. F of x and y are interchangeable. So when it's asking us to find f of 8 means the y value when x is 8, that y value is 14. So my answer would be choice 3. So now what I'd like you to do is pause the video and try problem number 1. There are no hints for these ones because it's really a calculator skill. So go ahead and pause and try problem 1 and then press play to check your work. Okay, so here's the answer you should get to question number 1. And I'm going to pull this up just so you could see this a little better. Okay, I used Menu Trace, Graph Trace to find my output. Go ahead and pause the video and try number 2. One thing I want to point out that people miss a lot, this right here is a negative symbol, not a minus. So just make sure you are using the negative button when you type that in. And here's what you should have for your answer to number 2. I used the table on this one. Go ahead and pause the video and try problem 3. One thing just to point out, this x is an exponent. To get an exponent, you can use the button that has a caret on it. I know I said there weren't hints. That, I guess, is a little bit of a hint. Go ahead and try it. And this is what you should get for your answer. Again, I used graph trace for this, so it took me way up on my graph. That's okay. And then this is the last one. So go ahead and pause the video and try this one. And here's the answer that you should get. So even though in number 4, the function is really, really weird looking, and it's not really a function we've dealt with before, we can use our calculator to effectively and accurately find inputs and outputs. Okay, that's it for this part of the lesson. The next part, which is on, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. The next video is on sequences. So go ahead and find that and make sure you bring in any questions you have. Thanks so much.